You are on this very planet that Chukwokika Biama created to his glory. We welcome you to another explosive exposition of the very fraudulent contraption, the very diseased abomination that the British created for the enslavement of the children of light. We have come to destroy. We have come to render asunder. We have come to decimate that very tower of darkness, that very zoological republic, that very cesspit of iniquity and of evil. We have come that the blind may see. We have come that the deaf may hear. We have come that even those who through no fault of theirs, but as a result of having subjected themselves to a very disastrous educational system in the zoo, they have become stupid. Here we have come to enlighten and to educate, without any apologies to anybody, without mincing words, without fear before our enemies, determined and resolute, indestructible, and the precipitous collapse of the zoo is inevitable, absolutely inevitable. The devil may try all it can. Those who go before them to peddle falsehood, those who go to work for them, those who are the workers of darkness and of iniquity, we can assure them that we are resolute, we are determined, and there is nothing anybody can do to stop this very invade as many times as you like, kill as many people as you like, propagate falsehood after falsehood as many times as you like, buy up every media space in the zoo, go and connive with people in the diplomatic circles abroad, eyebrow consultancy firm in the world, select some diplomats in the zoo and bribe them. Select those you send to the key countries around the world. None of these things you're doing is capable of stopping us. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you write. It doesn't matter the type of chatter you have behind our backs. All those things you're doing is a complete and utter waste of time, because Biafra must come. There is nothing anybody can do about it. That is why we preach this gospel. That is why we propagate this very message of redemption. That is why Elohim said that Biafra will come. You will not fire a bullet, but Biafra will come. Because Chukwokika has gone before us. And you will hear what will happen to the zoo in weeks and months to come. This is 1 year, 2020. They will never, ever, ever in their lives forget. It does not matter what the enemy does, is irrelevant. Buy over Twitter, buy over Facebook, bribe the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, bribe the US Ambassador to Nigeria, department in America. But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. That they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully. And they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere. From everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be nobody, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who, from their mother's womb, they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off.
They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
Nigeria is an evil entity, very, very satanic. You want to change the narrative. It's IPOB, they're the aggressors. I saw some women, was it yesterday? Give them their Biafra. We don't want to die. Look at murderers calling other people murderers. Can you believe such nonsense? The Fulani leaders, you cannot win. You cannot defeat IPOB. You people were the ones that established many terror organizations in Nigeria in a bid to overwhelm the country and take over the territories for your Fulani people. IPOB became a stumbling block to that very janjaweed expansionist tendency. True or false? Am I lying? You were ruling Nigeria before, doing everything you like, controlling NMPC, controlling the seaport, customs, everywhere you ever. Now, finally, because you felt that you subdued everybody else. Now you can now march on with your foot soldiers into the east because you've taken over Yoruba land. Of course, I know that very well. You came and we said no. You can't come into this land to take it. Come and do your business and go. You said no. Now, because we defeated Miyetti Yala, you now brought in police and army with official uniform, official badge to come and kill people. And I also want to remind Twitter, because they're listening. Twitter, please. Do you know that in the Nigerian army and police, there are terrorists there? Are you aware that Nigeria actively recruited terrorists, killers and murderers and rapists, and gave them army and police uniforms? Are you aware of that? How can anybody, Yoruba journalists, how can you people in your infantile stupidity refer to Nigeria as having an army or Nigeria police? Or where are those terrorists that they conscripted into the Nigerian army and Nigeria police? Where are they? People without shame, where are they? I'm asking you. Fulani, you want to change the narrative? Of course not. They want to put the blame of insecurity in Nigeria on IPOB. Can you believe that? Can you believe these people? Can you believe them? Can you believe these people? And luckily, as God will have it, they are slaughtering themselves in the north. But IPOB securing the east are the ones to be blamed for the insecurity in the east. There is a clip I want everybody to play, please. Who opposed to them opened his mouth and said, I invited the army to come into Olo. There was nothing happening. Fulani, who opposed to them gave Fulani land in Olo to do Ruga, Fulani settlement. And we said no. We drove the Fulani murderers and terrorists away. Who opposed to them now invited his friends, his masters from the north, to bring in their army and heavy machinery into Olu to kill us. That was how all these things started. All of you have forgotten. Black people in this UG, black, you have all forgotten the Genesis. The same way that all of you that are blaming Boko Haram is a terrorist group, Boko Haram, what they're doing. But when Nigerian police were busy killing their leader and killing everybody else, all of you were just there drinking Fradununu. Doing betting on Chelsea versus Man U.
or Liverpool versus Man City. Nigeria army and police will go out and commit atrocity upon atrocity. All of you will be there, you keep quiet. Any day, those people out of anger rise up and retaliate. All of you baboons and monkeys without writing rubbish. Do you know why? Because you have no conscience, you have no soul, you're a black person, you are the embodiment of evil. Is the truth. I don't care who bans whoever or whatever, I don't give a toss. I must preach the truth. Black people are wicked. By nature, very wicked people. That is why you forget the atrocities that your police and your army always commit. You forget. In a twinkle of an eye, you forget. Our army, our police. Now listen to me very carefully, please. You are blaming ESN, whereas it is the same Fulani terrorists masquerading as headsmen that are responsible for orchestrating all the insecurity in and around Nigeria. Fulani, you have Boko Haram. Fulani, talking about insecurity in the east. Hey. Whereas 91 people were slaughtered yesterday. Yesterday, they were killed yesterday. You have the guts. You people have no shame. You have the guts to stand up and be talking about insecurity in the east. And you're a senator from Kebbi State or Kebbi, whatever they call it. And 91 of your constituents were slaughtered. You didn't see it. You are talking about east. Fulani, who formed Boko Haram. Fulani, who formed ISIS in West Africa province, ISWAP. Fulani, who formed Miyetti Allah. Fulani, who formed Ansar. Fulani, who formed these headsmen and bandits you claim are foreign. Fulani, who brought out murderers and killers and terrorists from prison and gave them military and police uniforms. It is you people. You have now spread them around the country, causing mayhem, abducting people from schools. These are the same play. Hi, these people that. Ha, Fulani, you think everybody's as stupid as you are? You go, you kidnap students from their schools in the north, you get ransom, you buy more arms, you embolden yourselves. You have the guts to conduct a live press conference talking about insecurity in the East. Don't people have shame? Anyway, you don't. Who are the bandits, or should I say terrorists, taking hostages of school children and demanding ransom? Are they not Miyetti Allah, Miyetti, the chief negotiator? Who are the people destroying farms, raping and killing their victims daily around Nigeria? Fulani. Fulani. You know what? How they manage to convince some of you is what I find astonishing, despite the overwhelming evidence. How they
Land of the rising sun. spilling our blood, we'll count our privilege. The one God which emboldens the free shall always be our flag of liberty.
Let us pray. For God in heaven, Almighty Creator, the ancients of the ancients, the maker of the heavens and the earth, you created everything that the mind of a living soul can imagine, but none created thee. That is why we say you are immortal. You are invisible. You are omnipotent. This very God that every generation who has ever had the grace of knowing thee have always testified to your goodness. That is the same God that we kneel and bow before. This God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help, even in this time of Janjaweed trouble, even in this time of Fulani rage and terrorism. Therefore we shall fear no evil. This IPOB shall fear no evil. Even if the whole world is against us, even if Britain intensifies their effort to cross this very light of hope in sub-Saharan Africa, even though they shake the mountains, even though the seas may rise, even though they may give all the weapons and ammunition to the Zoological Republic, no matter what they do, no matter how they foment their rage, it doesn't matter to us. For God, Chukwokika Biama, is in the land of Biafra. We shall never ever be moved. This God of the ancients will help us now and forevermore. For Biafra shall come, and this Lord of hosts is with us. Chukwokika Biama, the same God of Jacob, this same God of Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego, this God that never abandons his people, this same God is our refuge, and we proclaim it unashamedly that this God that we kneel and bow before, we shall worship thee, for Biafra is your promise. Your word is yea and amen. Instead of your word not to come to pass, heaven and earth will cease to exist. Upon this very hope we anchor all our belief that Biafra shall come in our time, and we pray that it come this very year, that your glory may be made manifest in the lives of men, that we may kneel and bow before thee. Nyahan soro tutona nsoporo na ijama na ibisiala Chineke na nke pụrụ m ihe niile ka otuto niile wee dịrị gị eze dị nsọ ugbu a ma ruo mgbe niile ebighị ebi. Ise na mmadụ dịrị gị Chineke.
Ise. Welcome, dear friends, and good evening to you all. Fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world, wherever you are joining this evening, wherever you are viewing us this evening, I welcome you all in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiyama Premihenines. As I welcome you, I want you to welcome others. Welcome your family. Welcome your friends. Welcome your neighbors. Let us welcome each and every one of them who loves freedom within our locality. And I thank you for being part of this program this evening. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for keeping to the time. We appreciate you. We encourage you to continue to push. We encourage you to continue to do that which is right, standing for freedom in solidarity, without fear, without double-minded. You stand for that which is right. I thank you all for being part of this family. I thank you for being a great supporter, a great believer. I thank you for your prayers for our leader and the IPOB. I thank you, and I pray that we protect you, we guide you, we defend you, and above all, we keep you to see Biafra. He said, this evening, I'm so happy to be back. It's been a month. For the past 4 weeks, I've not been coming live because I'm facing a problem with my gadget. But now, by the help of Chukwuka Biama, we are able to fix it and we are back. So we're happy you are here. And I want you to please share this program. Share it. It's very important. At least now we've been out of air for a certain period of time. Some people don't even know we are here. So please, as you are sitting down, as you are settling down, please share this program. Make sure that you share the program so that people may know that we are live, we are back, and we are streaming. Please, if you have not been sharing our program before, today, make it a duty. It's a priority to share our program this evening. I encourage you, I indulge you to do that with immediate effect. And also like, comment in our programs. It's very important that you do. We are live on all our social media platforms. You can find us on our YouTube page, which is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. Also, we are live on our Facebook, IPOB Western Cape page. You can as well view us through our Twitter. We are there. We share the program there for a very long time. We could not be able to stream live on our Twitter, but we share our programs there. You can connect. There is a link there. You can connect to us via Twitter to YouTube. So I just want you to know that we are doing everything possible within our strength and power to make sure that we reach you anywhere you are. That is our duty, and we continue doing that. So I thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of this program this evening. Thank you for doing that which is needful. Like I said before, Chukwu Kikabiama will bless you and keep you safe. No harm will come to you. For those who are asking, who may be asking, who is this? Who are these people? Let me tell you who we are. This is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. Here we speak nothing but the truth. We are fearless before our enemies. We are not here to represent any individual, but to represent and to defend our fatherland, Biafra. Because for us, it is Biafra today, tomorrow, and forever. If you are offended by our resolve, we have no apologies for that. IPOB is here to restore Biafra, and we are not going to be swayed until Biafra is restored. I welcome you to IPOB Western Cape Media TV, saying it the way it is. Yes, we say it the way it is because truth is our hallmark, because we are fearless before our enemies. It is our duty, it's our job, it is our calling to speak the truth, irrespective of the consequences of speaking the truth. We don't care how you feel. We don't care how you see it. We are not interested, but it is in us, without fear, to speak the truth at all times. That is where you are at this point, IPOB Western Cape. That is who we are. We are the people of truth. We are the people with conscience, and we shall continue to speak the truth, irrespective of how you feel about it. I believe that I have answered your question, because I see one who asks, who is this one? Now you may know, or you can know who we are. Now, can you relax and then listen to us while we continue to bring to you this evening what we have in stock for you. I bring it to you from my coordinator, Mazi Santana. Mazi Santana is the IPOB Western Cape coordinator. Mazi Santana is working, doing everything possible to make sure that IPOB Western Cape is standing strong, to make sure that Mazi nnamdi Kanu is represented, both in person and in spirit, in this zone. He's working assiduously, making sure that everything is going accordingly. I bring it to you from the coordinate, from the executive of IPOB Western Cape. I bring it to you from all the IPOB family members of Western Cape. Men are working. It does not matter what they do. We will continue doing that which is needful. I am Mazi Buchi, and I am your host. And by the special grace of Chukwu, I am the Parklands Unit Coordinator. I'm a Biafra. I believe in Biafra. I eat Biafra. I drink Biafra. I sleep Biafra. I wake Biafra. It is in the blood. It is the air that I breathe. Biafra is everything to me. Without Biafra, I am nothing. I believe that that is the same thing to every one of us. I believe that Nigeria is never for us. It has not been for us. It has never been for us. It will never be for us. To give ourselves identity that is suitable for us, we need Biafra. And that is why I call on you to work in solidarity with our leader, to work in solidarity with IPOB, to support everything that has to do with Biafra. Let us have our freedom. That is the time we can be proud of who we are. Nigeria is not for us. If you like, give your blood to Nigeria, it can never accept you as a Biafran. They know who you are. They know you are never part of them. And that is why everything is structured to work against you. So I indulge tonight that you come over to the other side. Let us walk in hand to make sure that this legacy is sustained. Make sure that our unborn children, our children, the future generation does not pass through what we are passing through today. Remember, our fathers fought for Biafra. Imagine a situation that they succeeded. You and I wouldn't be here today doing the same thing. Because they couldn't do that, they couldn't achieve Biafra. They fell on the way. That is why we are here. And I can tell you, our situation today is 100 times worse than the situation of our fathers. I mean, those who fought for the independence of Biafra. I can assure you, if we fail in our time, the situation our future generation will find themselves in Nigeria will be 100 times more worse than you and I are passing through today in Nigeria. And I believe that if indeed you love your children, if indeed you love the future generation that is to come, you will not like to inherit Nigeria for them. So come over to the other side. Let us push together. We are almost there. I can assure you, we are almost there. We are almost at the end of the tunnel. Can't you see the light? I can see the light. Can't you smell freedom? I can smell freedom. Come, let us fight together and settle this for once and for all, for the benefit of our children, so that your name and our names will be written in gold, so that we will be talked about for this legacy, for we shall always be celebrated, both in death and in life. And forever shall our names remain immortal. I say to you, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to some of you. Depends where you are watching from this evening. We are streaming live from Western Cape and Cape Town, to be precise. Have you heard about the IPOB South Africa Peace Convention that is upcoming here in Cape Town on this month of October? I think October 25. I have it. Let me get it. Let me search for the sticker and post it here. Yes, it's here. In Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, South Africa, Peace, Unity, Reconciliation Convention, Cape Town, South Africa. Thursday, 23rd of October, 2025. Next week, Thursday. Time, 11:30 a.m. Salt River Hall. You can contact the following: Mazi Alia, Mazi Chima Vitalis, and Mazi Emmanuel, and so on and so forth. These are the people to contact if need be. But I just want you to know that on the 23rd of October 2025, we shall be gathering here in Cape Town in Salt River Hall to talk about how to move IPOB South Africa forward. Let me tell you something in case you don't know. IPOB South Africa has passed through fire, furnace of fire. IPOB South Africa was hit by the enemies of distraction, destabilization, so on and so forth. Because you know what? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu boasted with IPOB South Africa. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu trusted IPOB South Africa. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu takes solace from IPOB South Africa. IPOB South Africa, we used to be very, very formidable in all ramifications, in all aspects. IPOB South Africa has always set a pace. IPOB South Africa has always led the way. We are torch carriers. We carry the torch. We move. Others follow. Unfortunately, immediately that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and renditioned and been thrown to jail, the enemies of Biafra came to destabilize and to destroy IPOB, the soul of IPOB South Africa. They used the former IPOB national coordinator in the person of Ogechukwu Isu to sow seed of discord in this zone, in this IPOB South Africa. If you follow us, you would have watched a few months ago when I hosted the former national PRO South Africa in the person of Mazi Ayanachi. Ayanachi told us how Ogechukwu Isu and the so-called DOS orchestrated to destabilize IPOB South Africa. They did everything they could. They fake people up. They set people up. They conspired against people. They sowed enmity. They brought all manner of acrimonies into IPOB South Africa. They started to operate in a very dangerous path. Those who refused to break the oath they took, those who refused to go against the IPOB code of conduct, those who refused to insubordinate against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, those who refused to work against the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, those who stand to defend the very soul of IPOB were framed up. They were castigated. They were called names. They were set up. They were mesmerized. They were called all manner of dirty things. They said all these things. By so doing, that very IPOB, South Africa, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu trusted so much, was divided. Nobody trusts each other anymore. IPOB South Africa for many years was left without a leader. Unfortunately, the IPOB SADC rep in the person of Obiuku. Obiuku was playing double standard. But people like myself, Mazi Ebuchi, I noticed him. I started to point out that this man called Obiuku is a double-edged sword. He is neither there nor there. He is not who you thought he is. He is on the side of the enemies, but he pretends to stand with the real IPOB. Nobody believed me. So to cut the story short, after many years without a leader, after many years living in confusion, IPOB South Africa finally has come together. We have a brand new IPOB South Africa acting national coordinator in the person of Mazi Vitalis. Mazi Chima Vitalis is the IPOB South Africa national coordinator, seconded, deputized by Mazi Emmanuel. These are the two lions leading this country today. I can tell you boldly, IPOB South Africa has bounced back. We are now raising funds for our leader. We are now supporting the legal team of our leader. We are now trying to unite us together. And that is why Cape Town was chosen for this convention. We called it Peace, Unity, Reconciliation Convention. Come over on the 23rd of October 2025. We are going to be talking about how we conquer the enemies, how we walk through the thorns, how we walk through the fire, how we walk all these things unsketched, unharmed, and today we are here to talk about our victory. South Africa IPOB will lead while others will follow. So I just want you to know about this convention. So if you are living in South Africa, you can join us anywhere in South Africa. Every Biafran, whether IPOB or not, everybody is invited. You don't have to be a registered IPOB to be in this convention. Yes, if you are, even those abroad, outside South Africa, if you feel that we are doing the right thing and you have the time, you can come and join us here on October 2025. Here, it will be happening live. Yes, so that is it. That is all about the upcoming convention here in Cape Town, courtesy of IPOB South Africa. We are going to make sure that we return IPOB South Africa to its original position in the scheme of things. We are going to make sure that before our leader comes out, if he did not come out on the 16th of October, I know he will eventually come out. Before then, I believe that IPOB South Africa would have been here to welcome him. We're here to make him proud. And I pray that other countries follow suit. Let us do this and put the enemies to shame. Now, look at our freedom. Look at our topic tonight. It says, hashtag free mazi nnamdi kanu now. The time is now. The time to free mazi nnamdi kanu is now, not tomorrow. It is overdue. But before I go on, I just want to thank Comrade Showore, Omole Showore. I want to thank you so much. If you have seen this video, if you're going to see this video, we Biafrans, we are proud of you. There's something that people don't know about Showore, and I want to make it I want to say about it this night. Some people don't know about the identity of Showore. I'm telling you. And they don't know because they do not research. If you are, what makes you an intelligent person is your ability to scrutinize every information that is being passed to you. So many people mistake Showore as a Yoruba man. Showore is not a Yoruba person. He is not a Yoruba by ethnicity. Yes, he is carved, his people are carved into Ondo. Is it Ondo or Ondo state? They are being carved into Ondo state. Just like you found Igbo people scattered all over 13 states of the Federation of Nigeria. So you can't say that that Igbo person that is being kept in Kogi State is now a what's it called? What is the name of this ethnicity? Egala. You can't say that those Igbos are there are Egala people. Or those people kept into a Ibom that they are Calabar people or Ibibio. No. Omole Showore, as he's been called, as he's known, is a typical Ijo man. He is from Ijo ethnic nationality. He is not a Yoruba. Go and make a research. So the blood of Biafra runs in his vein because he is a Biafran. It is not debated. Every Ijo person is a Biafran. So I just want to thank him so much for doing what Igbo politicians failed to do, for doing what Igbo traditional leaders, elders failed to do, for doing what the youths of Igbo land and entire Biafra failed to do. I just want to thank Showore for doing what the so-called IPOB and DOS, in quote, failed to do. Yes, I said it. Let me say something here. It is not debatable. It is not, there is no need trying to cover this. We failed mazi nnamdi Kanu. You know what? You know how painful it is? You know what makes it more painful? That mazi nnamdi Kanu boasted in several occasions. He boasted with his life about IPOB. He said that even if he is thrown into the furnace of fire, an IPOB will come there to rescue him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so much believe in IPOB to the extent that he said, if you touch me, Nigeria will be turned upside down. All these years, Mazi Ndewo Nechukwu Kabiama, bless you. Good evening, Biafrans all over the world. The struggle continues. Yes, the struggle continues. Nobody can stop that. Nobody can stop us. We are unstoppable. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was taking every risk risking his life for IPOB, thinking that IPOB is what he thought they are. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never knew that he has always been standing alone. Nobody is with him. But I know that it is now dawned on him that his IPOB is not what he thought they are. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not have men. He has children. He has kids. He does not have men. When I say this, I do not exclude myself. I said I talk about IPOB and every one of us included. I don't want to talk about the destruction that the so-called DOS caused to this struggle, because they are the architect of all these things. What you see Sowore doing today, it is the duty of IPOB. IPOB was supposed to put Nigeria in a very, very uncomfortable and tough position where they will have no other options than to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But what did IPOB and its DOS do? They go on gossiping. Gossip from here to the other side. They came on Radio Biafra. All they do is gossip. If you bring up any kind of solution, they will gossip you. They will talk down on you. Do you know that even this step Sowore is taking today, they have condemned him in their Radio Biafra? It's quite unfortunate. Men who could not do anything for the past 5 years, they could. Let me tell you something. To be a leader, you know, a leader. Let me tell you something. If you don't know what leadership is all about, to be a leader, to lead, to lead the family, your own family, the family where you are the father, you have to be a visionary father. For your family to attain to its full potentials, for your children to attain to their full potentials, you must be a visionary father. You must be a wise father. You must be an intelligent father. You must be a brave father. You must be a protective father. You must be a risk taker. You must be able to give up your own life for your children, for their life to shine. If it takes your life for your children to succeed, you will be willing as a father to give your life freely without being asked. That is what makes you a father. That is what makes you a leader. Because a father is a leader. That is why if you are not married, you cannot be a president of a country. You must be a father to be able to govern a nation. Because they say that charity begins at home. So when you say that you are DOS, and for the past 5 years, you have always been underground, working for the past 5 years, those works that you've been doing for the past 5 years, the effect has not been felt anywhere around the struggle. It has not benefited the struggle. It has not benefited your leader who is being incarcerated illegally in prison. Do you know that when South Africa was fighting for freedom, Even when Mandela was in prison, they continued to come out and fight. They continued to die. They continued to risk it. They continued to do everything, even though the fate of their leader was sealed already. It was not for your tent, O Israel, as it is today in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The so-called DOS, who was supposed to gather people together, who was supposed to mobilize people together, who was supposed to strategize, who are supposed to be, skillful in their dealings in order to maneuver the Nigerian government, in order to push the narrative, in order to do everything to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, their leader, who is illegally, remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was freed by appeal court in Abuja in 2023. DOS could not capitalize on that. Instead, they turn around and start to blame the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for their failure to free their leader. They want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to die. They want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to perish. They want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be kept in prison perpetually. They don't want him to come out. That is why they have always been underground for the past 5 years. You, my viewers, please tell me, what is that one thing you know that the so-called leadership, the so-called DOS, what is that thing you know that they have done for the past 5 years? That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, their leader, has been in prison. Nothing. But when you come out to do something, they are the first to come and castigate. They are the first to come and talk you down. They are first to come and raise and cry foul. These men are not who you think they are. These men are nothing but destruction to this struggle. They are nothing but parasite, leeches to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are not supposed to be part of this struggle because they don't have what it takes to be part of this struggle. They have occupied everywhere, causing havoc, speaking from the same noble, from the same channel, from the same holy Radio Biafra that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used to destroy the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. They are in the same temple today, rolling and rolling over and over again in mods, causing, bringing mockery, making mockery of the same IPOB that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lead. That is why today they questioned the seriousness, the genuineness of Omole Showore, something that no Igbo son was able to do, something that no Igbo son thought about. This man from a Jaw ethnic nationality risked his life, risked his position, risked his political career, risked everything to do. Instead of them to mobilize the Igbo youths, instead of them to mobilize Biafrans to queue behind Omole Showore, they are questioning his genuineness. They are questioning his seriousness. They are questioning if he actually meant it. In other words, they are discouraging Biafrans from rallying around Omole Showore. But I tell you, if you are a Biafran and you have the temerity to castigate, to talk down on Omole Showore for doing what he is doing today. Let me tell you something. You are an enemy. You are a saboteur. You want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to rot in jail. You want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to die. You want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to continue suffering. I ask, where is the conscience of this man? Are they not tired? Are they not satisfied? Haven't Mazi Nnamdi Kanu endured enough? Did you see our leader the last time he came to court? Did you see him? If you saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, do you like him? The way he was looking? He was looking very frail. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was looking very weak. The former self of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have left him. He is very, very, very frail, looking weak, tired, exhausted. It was just his spirit that is unbreakable, that is keeping him. His body is telling. His body is showing that, oh, I am tired. But the spirit, the soul, the strength, the heart, the liver, every organs in his body is standing very strong. His spirit is very strong. He remains on course. He is determined to pay the ultimate price for Biafra to be restored. I ask you again, where is your conscience? What have you done for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? You can't do nothing. Why don't you support those who have the audacity, who have the what it takes to do something? There are different types of men. Those who make things happen and those who watch things happen. It is now very clear that all these men you call DOS, it is now very obvious, clear, that all these men you call leadership, they are not men that make things happen. They are men that watch things happen. But the only thing that is that they live in denial. They are ego, they are kites who wants to soar with the ego. They knew very well that they are kites, ordinary kites, that they could not soar. They could not fly above the altitude. But they said, okay, if the ego can do it, I can do it. These men knew that they are not the caliber of people that could make things happen. They are better looking and watching things happen. Instead of them to stand aside and allow those who make things to happen to take over the ship, they decided to block everywhere. Blocking everywhere means that there will be no headway, there will be no pathway, there will be no progress, because they don't know what to do at that point where they are. These are men without dignity. These are men without honor. These are men without respect. That is what I call them. I am not afraid to say it, and I will never be afraid to say it. The so-called US are the problem of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB today. When I was telling Elochukwu Ohaji, the philosopher, I told him, if you listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said in one of the jingles I played before I started the program, he talked about the disastrous education that is being taught, that is people go through in the zoo. That education devoid them of thinking. That education devoid them of reasoning. That education devoid them of every critical thinking. That is why you see someone who calls himself a philosopher, someone who calls himself a professor. You saw him rigging election. You saw him standing with the oppressor. You saw him taking bribe to mortgage the future of this generation. It's only in the zoo. It's only in Nigeria education. It's only those who studied in Nigeria with reason this way. It is a disastrous educational system in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. That is why when we are talking to them, I was talking to Elochukwu Ohaji. I told him, if you call yourself a philosopher, I don't think you know the definition of that term, philosophy. You should be thinking. You should be reasoning. You should be seeing beyond the darkness. He was a tool in the hands of the cabals in DOS who propagated lies, propaganda against Mazi Simon Ekpa. He was in the forefront, talking, instigating, lying, writing, all sort of things. Today, Elochukwu Ohaji in the past defended the iniquity, the impunity, the sinful nature, the sinful appearances of this man called cabals in DOS. He defended their impunity. He defended their sabotage. He defended their insubordination. He said everything that they do was right. Even when he was there, staring at them, hearing them, seeing them, disobeying the order of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Elochukwu Ohaji covered his eyes. Probably he was given money for data. You know, gift can shut a man up, not to speak when he's supposed to. When you accept gift from people that you're not supposed to accept gift from, gift that comes with condition, gift that has stranges attached to it. When you accept such gifts, it has a way of blinding you. Elochukwu Ohaji battled with this for a very long time. He was a tool in the hands of this man to destroy IPOB. Elochukwu Ohaji saw the lights. I don't know how he managed to do that. Like the Saul in the Bible, he was captured by that great light that shone from above, and his eyes were open. His mind were open. Fear left him. He began to do that which is needful. Today, what is happening? Well, someone is right to protest on 20th of October. If not, then we give us account info on what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Well, I don't know. But the fact remains that these guys can never join the protest. It is not possible. They have come out to make their stand known. that Showore has ulterior motive. That Showore is using Mazi and Kanu as a political ladder. And if you look at it, you know that there is no logic on what they said. There is no sense in what they said. Rather, what Showore is doing today is going to affect him negatively in Nigerian political circle. Yes. It can give him leverage on the side of the Igbo people. But you and I know that when it comes to Nigerian politics, Ndi Igbo has no platform. So if Ndi Igbo are aligning with you, you're almost like nobody, standing with nobody. They don't have the political will. They don't have it. That is the truth. Ndi Igbo has been destabilized politically. Ndi Igbo has been disenfranchised in Nigerian politics. Ndi Igbo stirs more like a slave in Nigeria. So what Showore is doing, if it is to abide his political career, it is deeply. If you want to talk about his benefits in everything he's doing, Showore has left. If you followed Showore from beginning, he has always vocal about everything, about the predicament, about the injustice, about the oppression, suppression, intimidation, and everything that Mazi and Kanu has been going through in the Nigerian, in Nigeria today. So Showore has always been a vocal voice. So if you think that he's speaking out today because he is targeting 2027, I tell you, you are not intelligent. You are not intelligent. No matter what Showore did, Nigeria has been the state of Nigeria. They know what he's going to do. They know that he's going to correct so many wrongs. Britain can never give such man the opportunity to handle the affairs of Nigeria. He can never. And I believe that he knows. He is just trying his luck. But the odds is against him. It is 95-5. And he knows about it. And that is exactly why he decided to speak, to be the voice for the voiceless. And today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is trending all over Nigeria. Let me show you what is happening today. Let me show you what is happening today. Because the mobilization is on. It's on already. They are going from one market to another to mobilize people for October 2022. In fact, they have come up with the narrative that all the markets, all the major markets in Abuja, in Lagos, and other parts of Nigeria should be shutting down on the 20th of October in solidarity with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Those who could come to Abuja will come. Those who could not would rather stay at home. And according to Showore, they said this Monday will be the last Monday that they're going to stay at home for the sake of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So it is a sacrifice that every one of us has to come out and do. So let me show you how the mobilization is going.
Audience. In 2019, a secret charge was filed.
am the special counsel to mazi nnamdi kanu. Before we get to the main event, which is going to be very brief, let me introduce members of my high level. On my extreme left is Prince Emmanuel Kanu, younger brother to mazi nnamdi Kanu. On my immediate left is Dr. Maxwell Opara, a member of mazi nnamdi Kanu. On my extreme right is Barrister Mandela Umweboro, a member of mazi nnamdi Kanu plenary team. And on my immediate right is the man of the event. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my high honor to stand before you today to introduce a very courageous man, a gutsy man, a man I respect, a man of courage, a man of vision, a man of justice, by the name of Omoyole Sowore. Ladies and gentlemen, Omoyole Sowore is the initiator and propagator of the big event planned for October 28, 2025 to free mazi nnamdi Kanu now. And other unjustly detained persons across Nigeria. So, Omoyole Sowore is here to tell you all about it and to galvanize you to action on that day. Thank you.
Our business here today is very brief. We have had to endure the unjust harassment, intimidation, torture, extrajudicial killing, and continued illegal, unlawful, and unjust detention of Nnamdi Kanu. He's our brother, he's our blood, he's one of us. I know him personally, he's my friend, so that nobody will say that, well, how did Sowore come into this? But even if he was not my friend, I will fight for justice.
Yes. We know you for that.
I fight for people I know and people I don't know. But Nigeria has reached a point where they must recognize and respect the right of everybody to demand for their own dignity and to also do so on behalf of their own people. Yes. So we are not here, please don't get us wrong, to appeal for pardon or clemency or amnesty, because you can only be granted those if they have committed a crime. Yes. As far as we know, and as far as they know, Nnamdi Kanu has not committed a crime known to law. If he did, they would have convicted him since these 10 years of going back and forth. But even a shred of evidence is not available in any courtroom in Nigeria. Since they started this case, I think they have only one witness so far. And the only witness that came, rooted, his testimony was that he didn't find Nnamdi Kanu with anything. And let me tell you, some of you may not have heard this before. In 2019, in 2019, a secret charge was filed against me and Nnamdi Kanu together. That we are trying to overthrow the government, that we killed some policemen. They could not even arrange for it because it never existed. It existed only in their imagination. And but let's even talk about what they do these days. 3 days ago, Tinubu pardoned some of the best, I would say the best criminals. The best and the best. 53 drug dealers. You know, when you are president and you want to pardon people, you pardon people from your community.
Yes. We understand.
Yes, we understand that. One of the worst kidnappers in this country was pardoned. Yes. In 2019, a secret charge was filed against me and Nnamdi Kanu together. That we are trying to overthrow the government, that will kill some policemen. They could not even arrange for it because it never existed. It existed only in their imagination. And but let's even talk about what they do these days. 3 days ago, Tinubu pardoned some of the best, I would say the best criminals. The best and the best. 53 drug dealers. You know, when you are president and you want to pardon people, you pardon people from your community.
We understand.
Yes, we understand that. One of the worst kidnappers in this country was pardoned. A woman who killed her husband, cold-blooded, was pardoned. Several other high-profile criminals. The lawmaker who collected bribe with his cap, Farouk, was pardoned. And we are here debating that somebody who didn't commit a crime should not be let go. What we are asking for is very, very straight. We want an unconditional release of nnamdi, kanu. No condition attached. Not even a shorty. Because last time that they asked him to go and bring shorty, they still went, drove him out of his house, killed people there. They arrested the shorty, Abaribe. I was staying in Abaribe's DSS bed after they had released him. Most people did not know he was arrested and detained for several months because they kept it secret. That's why we are not providing any shorty this time. No more victimization of anybody. But we are going to make this happen on October 20th, 2025. Next Monday. We have come to seek your assistance, support. Yes, the location is the Central Business District in Abuja. But the gathering point is the Unity Fountain. But in case they want to play funny, we have several other gathering places. We must make it to Aso Rock that day. I heard that Tinubu has traveled abroad, but I hope he will come back before then. Time is 7 a.m. and I'm glad that we are in a furniture place. We will need some 2x2, not to kill person, it's to carry placards. Because we want to carry placards. It's a peaceful demonstration. Completely peaceful. In fact, our lawyers have written to the Inspector General of Police. Even though it is our right to protest without contacting the police. But we have done it so that they will say they are not aware. So we also urge you, every Monday, for a long time, markets were shutting down in this country. And we want markets to take a break next Monday, just for nnamdi Kanu. This is the last Monday we are going to go on break for him. Please, let's do it for our brother nnamdi Kanu. But it's not just to shut down the market. We want you to come to peaceful protests so that we'll have the largest number gathered in Abuja on that day, Monday 20th. If you're on Twitter, it's MNNK20, October 20, MNNK, October 20. Free nnamdi Kanu is the hashtag. Unconditional. And we have also invited all the Southeastern leaders, governors, House of Rep members. You have been seeing my posts. Some of them have kept what they call radio silence. They will say that they want nnamdi Kanu released during the day. At night, they want to meet Tinubu, don't release him. God bless you. Yes. That is why you are seeing them playing this game. And this has nothing to do whether you are Igbo, Yoruba, or Hausa. This is about justice. Yes. Because, you know, they have been putting around narrative. Yoruba, is a Yoruba man. Don't trust him. You understand? I don't even know where I come from. You come from there? Yes. But I know that I'm a citizen of the world and I believe in justice. The only tribe I belong to is the tribe of justice. We are also going to notice that as soon as we leave this place, two things will happen. They will call your leaders to a meeting and you should not go. And then they will be discouraging people. Don't go. Some people will come and tell you that they have heard that police have been deployed. They just distribute bullets now. All those things are lies. It's because they are fake. But we have said one last thing to them. You have a chance to release nnamdi Kanu before the 20th. You don't have to do this. So if you are worried about us coming to Aso Rock, Release him before the 20th. We'll find something else to do on the 20th. Yes. I always have something to do. I have extras to do, extras to do on the 20th. So you can help yourself by releasing him now. You can.
You see, welcome back. That is Omole Showere with mazi nnamdi Kanu, some part of mazi nnamdi Kanu's Lego team. You know, there's something that is worrisome, something. I always ask myself this question. Where are those sons that are in mazi nnamdi Kanu Lego team? They don't speak. They don't give any press release or statement. They don't grant any interview about their client. But we hear that mazi nnamdi Kanu have those sons lined up in his Lego team. But we don't see them in the scheme of things. We don't see them write. We don't see them speak. We don't see them grant interviews. We don't see them in any appearance that has to do with this case. We don't see any pressure from mazi nnamdi Kanu, those sons in mazi nnamdi Kanu Lego team. The only people we see are Barrister Loyo Jumako, Barrister Maxwell, and the rest of them. But those sons that are in mazi nnamdi Kanu's Lego team, they are operating like the DOS underground. Nothing is felt about them anywhere. Nobody hears about them. Nobody talks about them. Nobody makes any sound about them because they are silently going about. Silent, like they say, is not always golden. Sometimes they need, or I don't know what they are. I don't understand. I was watching one of the interview granted by what is the name of this platform? One of the platform today. I was watching today about where Barrister Loyo Jumako was talking about how his life is under threat, how he has been suffering because he is trying to defend mazi nnamdi Kanu. I have said it before. I said that mazi nnamdi Kanu's Lego team, their life is always in danger. Their life is always in danger. If only you know. If only you know. If only you know, you will know that it is not easy to be in mazi nnamdi Kanu's Lego team. You must always give them the accolades that they deserve. You must praise them. You must pray for them. You must talk good about them. You must support them. You must encourage them because it is not easy. This is a high-profile case. Case against state. And so many people have tried this path, this road before. They gave their life for it. It is not easy to accept to walk in this path. So any lawyer that is doing it must be given every courage he needs in order to succeed. So, Showere and the rest of them are going from one location to another, mobilizing. The mobilization is very, very vital. It's very, very important in this aspect because everybody, Nigeria need to know that those days are over. Those days where men kept silent. Where, because there is this quote that said, evil thrive when good men decide to do nothing. Evil thrives when good men decides to do nothing. There is nothing strange, there is nothing fascinating about evil. But when you keep silence in the face of evil, it has a way of normalizing and becoming a norm. And the oppression thrives when the oppressor is not being challenged by the good people. So we as IPOB, we as Biafrans, we must rally. Like they said, it is a peaceful protest. Very, very, very peaceful. It's going to be a very, very harmless protest. And I know that Nigerian government will try to mobilize their own crowds to try to cause havoc, but it is not going to stop anything. The protest still remains a peaceful protest, a march to the seat of power, where they will be spoken to about the illegality that is going on, about the crime against mazi, nnamdi, kanu, about the crime against humanity that is going on. Mazi, nnamdi, kanu is very sick, very, very sick. And everybody knows, everybody sees him. When they see him, probably they are waiting for him to drop dead. But that is unwise anyway. Very, very unwise for Nigerian government to allow mazi, nnamdi, kanu to drop death in their custody. I don't know how they're going to handle it. I don't know who is going to, I don't know how, maybe then Britain is going to bring all their weapons and all their military minds and station it in Nigeria for them to be able to quell the uprising, the fracas that is going to ensue. It is not difficult to negotiate. After all, it is better to negotiate than to never. If you look at what is happening in Israel, in the Middle East today, Israel and Hamas, they just signed peace agreement. And today, all the remaining hostages have been freed and released. Those are alive, about 20 of them. The rest are dead for nothing. It is not difficult. You cannot look at a nation, a people, a group of people and said, oh, these people don't deserve to live. When we negotiate, we can become a good neighbors. When we negotiate, we can become good friends. We can do business together. We can thrive together. We can succeed together. We can progress together. We can coexist together, whichever way. But it is necessary that we sit down around the table and negotiate. How do we want to go apart? If we must go our separate ways, how would we always come together to do things together? Nigeria is in business with so many countries that are not Nigerians. You must not be part of Nigeria for Nigeria to benefit from you. Nigeria could still benefit from Biafra if Biafra is freed and become a sovereign nation. Nigeria could still benefit from Biafra, and Biafra could still benefit from Nigeria. There are things we have as Biafrans that Nigeria does not have, and there is things that Nigeria has as Nigeria that we as Biafra we don't have. For us to have those things, we need Nigeria. For Nigeria to have those things, they need us. It is very simple. You don't have to buy us. You don't have to exterminate us, just like Hamas tried to do, or the belief of Hamas that Israel does not supposed to live. They are supposed to be wiped out from the surface of the earth. So when you're talking about peace, coexistence, peaceful coexistence, they continue to point out that these people are not human enough. They're not supposed to live. They're supposed to be wiped out. How do you reconcile this? But one thing is for sure, Donald Trump, President of America, was able to pull off this tough peace deal. And today, it is over. The people of Gaza are returning back to their homes, even when there is no more home to return to. But at least they are coming back to their lands, the land of their ancestors. And today, Israel has received those families and for the past 3 years has lived in limbo. Now they have a closure. Those that their own are dead could now see that, oh, they are dead, and they now is able to bury their dead and close the chapter. And those that are still alive will be able now to return to their friends, to their family, and that reunion will be a very suitable, wonderful one. And everybody with peace. Peace is the best. There is no gain in war. There is no gain in unaliving another. There is no gain in disunity. There is no gain in all these things. We are all men, according to our nature. All men are born equal. No man is bigger, better than another. What makes you bigger or better is what you have here. How do you think? How do you reason? How do you roll? How do you coexist? How do you receive? How do you accept other people? How do you protect the world? After all, you have but a few years to live. So why would you try to destroy everything for these few years you have left in this earth? It is not going to be fun. So I continue to call on President of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to do the needful. It is not going to be difficult. Don't worry. I know that they will be telling you don't do it. Sometimes you may even encounter threats here and there. Britain may even threaten you that if you release mazi, nnamdi, kanu, your 2027 re-election is going to be over. Every kind of threats may be coming to you, but what makes you a man is your ability to withstand the strongest of pressures. Don't talk about this thing. Think about your legacy. You were here the other time when Muhammad Buhari finally died. You are here. It was a jubilation. If the what will be wrong, he's so much proclaimed to love and sacrifice everything for, are busy, jubilating and celebrating his death. How do you think he will feel? Do you think that if Buhari were to come back, that he will still kidnap mazi, nnamdi, kanu for the sake of Nigeria to remain one? The same Nigeria that celebrated his death, the same Nigeria that jubilated some went to Thanksgiving because he died. Do you think after doing almost of the enmity that he incurred for himself was in the process of trying to keep Nigeria one? Do you think that if Muhammad Buhari were to come back again, he will still take the same decision to keep Nigeria one in his own expense? No, I don't think so. So, Tinubu, if you are wise, you will take a lead from what happened to Buhari and change your ways. Change your ways. Release mazi in nnamdi Kanu. Release everyone that is illegally been detained. Surprise. The last time you released prisoners, I saw the kind of prisoners you released. Those who were illegally or framed up and thrown into prison, you didn't talk about them. But those who committed known crimes, some of them murdered their husbands, you released them. You rewarded them with freedom. And those who did nothing, those IPOB who are scattered all over Nigerian prison, none of them got released because of the hatred you have for Ndibo. Do you think keeping mazi nnamdi Kanu in jail for the past 10 years is going to stop the agitation for Biafra? No, you people should come off this. Stop thinking that IPOB is something you can wish away. You can't possibly wish IPOB and Biafra away. It is imbibed in us. Biafra, when we are born, it is part of the blood that we came to this life. It is in our blood. It is in our blood. So, to solve this puzzle, you need to be smart about it. Mazi nnamdi Kanu is there. Call him. Give him freedom. Negotiate with him. What do you want? How do we solve it? Then I believe that when this is done, there will be a headway. There will be profit. There will be progress. And at the end of the day, both parties could be happy and everything will be sorted out. But if you refuse and tow the way of your predecessor, Muhammad Buhari, you'll be spoiling things more. And your end will be worse than that of Buhari. And I can assure you that. I can assure you that. Well, those people, politicians who have been playing politics with mazi nnamdi Kanu, they release mazi nnamdi Kanu, they will come in the morning, release mazi nnamdi Kanu, and at night they will tell Tinubu, don't release him. We know all of you. We know you are guys as spineless bunch of people. We know you people does not have the what it takes. You guys are nothing. You guys are useless. And someone got it right. Let me play this for you.
That nnamdi Kanu should be released immediately. And failure to do that by Federal Republic of Nigeria, I am calling on a national protest at Eagle Square on October 1st, 2025. If bandits can be granted amnesty, then there is no need Nnamdi Kanu should be in detention. I am calling of Nigerians with good conscience, Nigeria Bar Association members with good conscience, civil society organization with good conscience, human rights organization with good conscience, media personality with good conscience and sincerity to support me for this call of equity and justice for Nnamdi Kanu. And I'm using this medium as a means of communication to all Nigerians. If as a result of this video, I am arrested for calling for a peaceful protest on October 1st in Abuja, this video will be a motivation to other Nigerians that share the same view with me. I am calling on Nigeria bloggers. I'm calling on Nigeria TV personalities and media personalities to use this medium and to use this video in helping us galvanizing and mobilizing Nigeria for this peaceful protest on October 1st. The countdown of this protest has begun. I'll continue to dish out videos on our preparation and planning toward October 1st, the Independent Day, if Nnamdi Kanu is not released. I believe in one Nigeria, I believe in unity of this country, and I believe in equity and justice for all Nigeria citizens. May God bless.
You remember that guy? That guy was he's a hero. This guy, what you see happening going on today in the case of mazi on the Kanu, the mobilization, the calling for calling for the protest, all of them stems from him. When it was unpopular, he came out to call for protests for mazi the Kanu's release. He may not achieve much in terms of numbers. But one thing you must understand is that numbers sometimes does not matter. If you are doing something that is good and you focus your attention on the numbers of people listening to you or following your ideology, then you may collapse along the way. You must not look at the number of people listening to you where you are. Just like now that I'm speaking, I see how many people who are here, those who comes in and those who goes out and those who stays back and so on. But I am not focusing my attention on it. It does not bother me. Even if nobody is here to listen to me, I am not bothered. I know that those who need my message will surely come across it. It's about record. It's not about now. No. It's about the effect of tomorrow. So when this man was calling for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's march on the 1st of October, so many people did not understand what he was doing. But today, I can tell you, this his singular effort has bettered this 20th October protest calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the fact. That is the fact. And I love this man because he is vocal. He has always spoken to the so-called Igbo political leaders, Southeast political leaders, who has decided to side with the oppressing their own people. These men called governors and political leaders in Igbo land are the major problem of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that is truth. Whether you are their sympathizers or not, the truth remains that these men are the problem of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because these men refuse to man up. They refuse to speak up against evil being perpetrated to their own kinsmen. They rather romance with the enemies. They rather take instructions from the enemies. And that is why I call them spineless. They are spineless. They don't have no strength nor power to do anything. So this particular person called them out. So let's hear what he has to say about this political.
The Igbos politicians are useless. Very, very useless. The governors of Southeast are very, very useless. The Indibo as a Igbo socio-cultural group is also a very useless organization. The Southeast governors are so useless, they are useless to themselves, and they are even useless to their people. If not because these people are so useless, I see no reason that nnamdi Kanu should still be in detention, dramatically kidnapped in Kenya, brought into this country, and then dramatic allegation against him. For many years he has been in detention. And look at what is happening in the north. The play of shame and disgrace in the north. In the north, the northern politician actually agitated for the forgiveness of Boko Haram. Boko Harams were forgiven, clothed, they were given money, clothes, and they were even fed with rice and chicken. And look at the recent disgrace and shame, the display of disgrace and shame of this country in Katsina. Just this week, where bandits and haters came with their ammunition, talking with tenacity and without any fear, with ammunitions, AK-47s, with ammunition, come for peace, reconciliation. They were boastful and talking to Nigerians and federal government as if they were addressing school children. And yet Kanu is in detention. And somebody will not tell me that the Eastern governors are useless. Look, the South need to wake up. Oh. The South need to wake up. Because what the North is doing is actually it's so dramatic and so disgustful and so it's so shame. And it's so disgusting to the extent that you ask either we have one country. We ask either we even have a constitution in this country. Do we have a constitutional authority in this country? Different rules for different regions and for different people. Nigeria is a joke.
Remember, that was the same guy. That guy is very vocal, fearless, speaking truth to the power. He's not afraid of this, what will happen to him. Because you know what? Oppression to one is oppression to all. If today it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, tomorrow it could be you. And that is why wound for one shall be treated as wound for all. Injustice for one is injustice for all. I used to say it. When they came for the Jews, I did not speak because I was not a Jew. They came for the Union. I did not say anything. I was not a union. They came for the scientists. I could not say nothing. I'm not a scientist. Even when they came for my own neighbor, next door neighbor, I did not speak because it's not my business. When they have succeeded taking everyone away, they now came for me. And no one is left to speak for me. These people, they always test water with one person. It starts with one. Like the buffaloes, a lion will come and single out one buffalo, herds of buffalo, thousands of them, hundreds of them. They will run away. One lion, or at most 2 lions, will put them in disarray. Pick one of them and eat him. The rest of the buffaloes will run away in fear. When one buffalo is enough to defeat a lion, but are you not puzzled how one lion or 2 lions will go into a herd of buffaloes and pick one and actually took him up, and the rest will run away? That is reality of life. The governments are human beings. They thrive in fear. When they instill fear in the masses, in the citizens, they could be able to control them. But if the citizens stand up and said no, the government will have no choice than to obey the citizens. Actually, they are not, the citizens are the masters. Why the government is the servants. Because you chose these leaders for yourself. You appointed them to look over you and to be in the helm of affairs. You are the appointee, they are the appointed. You must be able to tell them what you want and how you want it. It is now their duty to obey their masters. But in a situation where slaves ride in horses, white princes walk in barefoot, it is abomination. It is it is not what it's supposed to be. It is very, very wrong. So we need to stand around those who are trying to make sure that justice prevails. After all, the judiciary has failed. I told you, when all this thing started, I said, I cannot trust the Yoruba for one reason. They are unstable. You can't trust them. A person is not trying to be good. No matter how good a Yoruba person is, there comes a time his nature will take best of him. He is deceitful in nature. He must always deceive you. When you are working with a Yoruba, you must always know that he could disappoint you at every point. I told us that I do not trust a Yoruba judge that I trusted a Fulani judge over a Yoruba judge. Yes, you may ask me, but Binta Nyako was a Yoruba. I mean, he's a Yoruba judge. I mean, he's a Fulani judge. But did he release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? No. You know why? Everyone knows that Binta Nyako was not going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu this time around. But if you remember vividly, the first time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was released, it was a Fulani judge, Binta Nyako, who released him on bail. But unfortunately, Binta Nyako her hands was tied in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because a deal was entered with the government of Buhari and Binta Nyako because her husband was being charged for corruption and embezzlement of funds. In order to free him, exonerate him, she needed to condemn so it became difficult for her to have, but it is going to be near impossible for a Yoruba judge to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you watch, state prosecutors and the judges, I mean, the judge in this case, all of them are of Yoruba descent, Yoruba ethnic nationality. Do you think that it was coincidence? It's not a coincidence. It's a planned, well-planned, marshaled strategies. Because if you put a Fulani in that group, he or she may start to be a human. If you put other ethnicity in that prosecution team, they may not be able to flow well as a Yoruba person would have flown. So they decided to select all the Yoruba judges and they positioned them to be prosecuting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Chief Justice is a Yoruba person. Attorney General is a Yoruba person. The Omotosho himself is a Yoruba person. The prosecution team prosecuting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are all Yoruba. So it is now Yoruba versus Ndibo. That is what it is. And until you begin to see it from this perspective, then you may never arrive on any conclusion. These men from this ethnic nationality cannot disappoint you when it comes to tribalism. They can't. When it comes to deceit, they can't. They can never disappoint you. You can predict them. Some people thought that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a prophet. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was able to predict Nigeria because it is very, very simple. If only you can devote yourself, you can be able to predict Nigeria in every turn you are. You can be able to predict them. Exactly, that is exactly what is going on when it comes to Yoruba people. You can be able to predict a Yoruba person at any point in time. The one thing you must know, and which is sure, is that a Yoruba person must deceive you, must disappoint you. He must. It's a must. No matter what you are doing with him, even if be it a business, whatever you are doing with a Yoruba, he must show you that sign that he is a Yariba. That is fact. It is a fact. Fact. So I know that when this Yariba George was shouting, accelerated, I want to make sure that Mazi Kanu go back to his people. I want to make sure that I've killed this case. I came here on this platform. I told us, do not put more trust, any trust on a Yariba. He is only trying to get this trial started. Because then they thought that they are dealing with fools. They thought that the extraordinary rendition will never come up. They don't know. I said it from the beginning that this case is going to stop. I said that this trial will get to a point where it will be stored. Like going forward, there will be no going backward, because it will come a time where extraordinary edition has to play a role to not continue. This trial could not go further because you have to solve how Mazi Kanu came back to Nigeria. It has to be touched. It has to be spoken. It has to be made very clear to the judge how Mazi Kanu was brought to Nigeria. And if at the end of the day, Mazi Kanu was brought to Nigeria illegally, then automatically the court has lost the jurisdiction to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The only solution is to release Mazi Kanu, or better still, send him back to where you got him from. If you do not solve this case can never go further. Don't talk about the frivolous charges or the I don't know witnesses. You are trying someone for terrorism. And when you were asked, did you find a gun on him? You said no. Did you see a bomb on him? You said no. Did you see a kitchen knife in his hand? You said no. No instrument of terrorism was found on him. The only thing you have is these words. He said, I said today, I want to sleep in White House in America. Remember, I'm in South Africa, but I want to sleep in White House. I'm going to sleep in White House. I come and arrest me. That's what Nigeria is doing. And you want to convict a man for this. Mazi Kanu was on radio speaking. And you said he's a terrorist. But someone that is in Nigeria going to the villages, kidnapping, ransom, going to the military barracks, attacking them, unaliving them, threatening Nigeria, the very foundation of Nigeria, with weapons, sophisticated weapons. After all these things, you still call that person to come and negotiate with him. You still beg him and speak to him. You sent your best man to go and negotiate with him. While he was coming with sophisticated arms. He was coming in convoys. Let me show you. afọ onye Igbo nwe dobroba ejekpọrịa police from Abuja abịa kpụrụ nwanne ya ọkwụnụfụ ụdị egbe fa ji ọkwụnụfụ ya ya Allah.
This news was coming from, that video was coming from Katsina Daily News. It's a state media platform, Katsina Daily News. That was the peace conference, if I use such that kind of terminology, for the peaceful resolution between the terrorists and the state government. That was it. As you see them having automatic machine guns. Those guns, you see them there, have the ability to wipe out all those people standing there. It has the ability to wipe all of them out. Each and every one of those terrorists had their own weapon coming for that meeting. In that meeting, we have Nigerian Army, we have Nigerian Police, we have DSS, we have military, Air Force, and the rest of them. But when it comes to the other part of Nigeria, the Igbo land, all you will hear is, finish them, wipe them out. Why are you leaving them? Destroy all of them. What was their crime? Nothing. So, how can you now reconcile this? When I said that nnamdi Igbo are slaves in Nigeria, some people get offended. I was discussing with one person. I told him that nnamdi Igbo are slaves in Nigeria. The person said, how can I say that? Am I a slave? He said, yes. And that is why I am fighting. That is why I am fighting, because I am a slave. There is nothing to be ashamed of it. If you know your problem, you call your problem by its name, then it is half solved. But when you begin to live in denial, then your problem is going to be compounded and you may never come out of it. I am a slave as Igbo in Nigeria. And that is why I'm here today doing what I'm doing. That is why I'm calling for Biafra. That is why I want Biafra restored. That is why I want to have a country where I will not be a slave, but a freeborn. That is why I don't want to be in a country where I'll be regarded as a third-class citizen. How is that going to be achieved? Through Biafra, through referendum. If we could give that opportunity to vote, then we could be able to make a decision that we will live with for the rest of our lives. If we decided that we're going to step back in Nigeria and fight it off, that must be based on equality, in equity, in justice. I, as an Igbo man, will be able to go to any part of Nigeria and establish myself, buy lands, build houses, and establish my business without any threats to all these things. I'll be able to stay there without fear of being evacuated, of being, chased away.
It has to be negotiated. But as it stands today, there is nothing. You are telling me I need Biafra. That is the only thing that I need. If you look at what is happening to our people today in Lagos State, you may think that it's going to end there. No, they are testing waters. I've said this before. I, for one, will never, as Nigeria is concerned, if I must invest, it must be within the Igbo land. And if I don't see any investment to make in Igbo land, I will rather go to a foreign country and make a investment. Use my hard-earned money, buy land in Yoruba land, build it, and develop their community. I won't do that. Not today, not tomorrow. I will never do it. It does not worth it. Yes, I can invest in a foreign land. Because I know that if I invest in Cotonou, my company, my investment will be protected. I know that if I invest in Ghana, my properties, my investments will be protected. But I know that if I invest in Yoruba land, in Lagos State or any part of the Yoruba land, it is not safe. They could wake up tomorrow, destroy my property. They could wake up tomorrow, tell me I am a foreigner and that I must leave and forfeit my property. That is what is obtainable today. Don't try to hide it. I know you may have your eyes in Lagos. You want to have your own. Go, I'm not stopping you. You can go there and invest all I care. I don't give a damn. But myself, I can never do it. I don't have time to waste my resources. I cannot go and develop the land of another man who does not value my investment, my development, and bring it to them. People who thrive, who sleeps and wakes up in envy and jealousy. I rather come there, rent house, do business, and leave. After all, that is what they are doing in Igbo land. So let us all continue to share this program and continue to, talk about the 20th of October. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be coming the protest for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be coming. And I think on the 16th of this month, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also will be returning to court for the judgment based on his health condition. I just want to tell that Justice Motosho that I know you are a Yoruba, and I know that it's not in you to do good, to do anything good. You have to do something different. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very sick, and if you are observant, and I know you are, you would have noticed that his last court appearance was nothing to write home about. He was frail in looking, he was weak, he was very, very pale. He was not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that we all know. And in that note, on that note, I would ask you to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, let him go and take his medication and look after his health. I will continue to emphasize on this. It is only a living that can stand trial. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is dead today, if he is dead today, he can never stand that trial anymore. And of what use will the death of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be to you? I'm talking to you, Justice Omotosho. Of what use? You accepted to come into this case, into this judgment, into this case, that you are going to do something differently. But still, as we are seeing it today, there's nothing different that you are doing than what we previously witnessed from Binta, Mutala, Yako. In that case, if this case is too much for you, recuse yourself. Let it go to the point where Tinubu will be the one to sit there in that chamber to preside over this case. I think it has gone to that point. Because if he's against you ruling on this case, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not guilty of anything. He committed no crime. He did nothing. So, but if Tinubu insists, then let him be the one to come there, sit in the chamber, and sentence Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You have a legacy to protect. You must not allow these things to rid you of that which you have labored. That is what I've come to do this evening. And I'm very happy to be back. And I know that from this time onward, we'll be coming live frequently, like used to be. But please, share this program. Let it go to places it's supposed to go. And for those who have sat back throughout this program, I thank you so much. And those who have come to peep and off they go, I also appreciate you. But you can do us a favor by sharing so that those who did not have the time to watch us live may watch us later. I thank you so much. I pray that life will be fair to you. I pray that in all this, in everything you do, Chukwu Kabiama will see you through. You will not die untimely death. You will not die the death of another. Your going out shall be blessed. Your coming in also shall be blessed. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be rejoining us very soon because the hands of the enemies are weak already. We can see how weak they have become. They have nothing against him. The noble thing to do is to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. On this juncture, I say to you, fellow Biafrans, from me, from here, it is good night.